Hi Trader, Tina here once again from ShortMeTina.com with my daily recap. Today's Wednesday, so I want to say happy Wednesday. Today is hump day. You've made it through the middle of the week. That's always, for me, that's always an accomplishment when you make it to the middle of the week, right? So weekend is almost there. Just hang in there. You got 2 more days and then you can celebrate or party like rock stars. So before we get into a recap of the overall markets, let me welcome you. If this is your very first time tuning into a ShortMeTina video, I'd like to say welcome. Do us a solid in the comment section. Drop us a comment. If you are returning, I'd like to say welcome back. Also, do us a solid. Drop us a comment. Say hi. Let me know how things are going with you and your trading. Again, get involved. Let us know how things are working out for 2019. It's been a bit of a quote-unquote crazy year. Anyway, so to recap the overall markets, what you see right now on the screen is the S&P 500, the SPY daily chart dating back to around 2017. So like I've stated in numerous videos, I mean, literally for the last year, I said, well, the SPY for the most part has been trading within a well-defined range, not here. The 2-year range is around the lower end. We can say that clocks in at around 260. The upper end, let's say that clocks in around 293 to 295. Most recently, we broke out of that range, topped out at around 302, what was it? 302.23 before pulling back around 7 or 6% in the beginning of August, ending of July. Since then, for the most part, we've actually bounced around this range, lower end 281.72, upper end 294.24. Again, for the last 4 weeks or so, we've bounced around this range since we pulled back around 7%. And for the last, I want to say about 5 trading days, let's count them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, for the last 5 trading days, we've actually been trading above the upper end of that 294 range. So overall, that kind of bode well for the bulls. You check here in terms of volume. Volume has been light on some of the up days. On other days, it's above average volume. So far, so okay. Not so far, so good. So far, so okay with the SPY. Today, the rally continued. We closed at $300.48. So essentially, we are within like pennies, in my opinion. We are within pennies of all-time highs of 302.23. Now, there's 2 scenarios that can happen, right? One, the market starts to pull back here, right? Or we go on, well, I guess that's 3 scenarios. We pull back here, scenario number 1. Scenario number 2, we go on to retest all-time highs of 302.23, hit a double top, reverse, or we go on to hit 302.23 and we continue trending higher. And this is the beginning or the next leg of the bull market. Those are scenarios. I am still short right now, although the market looks relatively bullish. In my opinion, we are not out the woods yet, and I feel very comfortable holding my short considering everything else that's going on in my portfolio. So far, so good, or rather, so far, so okay with the SPY. Let's see what the remaining of the third quarter has in store for us. And the fourth quarter, again, we closed at 300. I see a print of 51, so it looks like there's some activities in after hours. But we closed rather slightly up on the day, and we are definitely above this range that we established in August, and we've broken out essentially of that 2-year range we've been trading in. So let's see if the momentum continues tomorrow or if we start to pull back. That's what I'm paying attention to with the SPY, those levels in particular, all-time highs of 302.23. What else? All right, and then we have the Iwm Daily Chart. Is up about 2.2% on the day. Another chart that goes back to 2017. So once again, we are looking at about 2 years worth of data. So while the SPY is up slightly on the day, the Iwm has made a strong move within the last 2 to 3 trading days on huge volume. And it makes sense because if you look at the small cap penny stock world, a lot of stocks actually have been flying, right? We had, and I'll go over this in a bit. We had ticker FARN that was up over 100% today. I think we clocked or we put up another 60% in gains. So you have some high momentum small cap penny stocks have been flying for the past few trading days. So makes sense that the Iwm is up 2.2%. We have a close here of 157.27. Today's high clocked in even at 157.31, so we closed relatively close to today's high. Let's see whether or not the momentum will continue into tomorrow and the remainder of the week. So it's very surprising that just a few trading days ago, right, towards the ending of the August, we were actually poised, in my opinion, to actually break this support area that has held more or less for the past 2 years. That price level is around 144 to 145. However, and again, you can listen to any of the videos that I've said before. I did say if history is an indicator, right? It how does the expression goes? It often rhymes. History repeats and rhymes, right? I'm not quite whatever the expression is. So what I indicated was, well, if we look at this chart, right? And I have the arrows, which indicates more or less the times in which that 144, 145 level served as the floor. Once the market got there, buyers stepped in, drove the price of the security up. Now, if we were to block out all the political things that are going on, if we were to block out the commentators, newsletter, just if we were to block that out and strictly traded based on price action, then, well, history would have dictated that it was wise to buy when the overall market, in particular the IWM, hit that 144 to 145 level. And that's exactly what I did, and what I wouldn't say encourage and suggest, because again, I just speak on my experience and essentially what I'm going to do in the market. But I said it made sense to my premium members, it made sense and wise to buy when the market gets to 144 or 145, because we've been saved so many times in the past 2 years. Save 1, save 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This time here around December was the only time we weren't saved. That was short-lived. It lasted about a month or so before the market shot back up. So again, let me wrap it up. Sitting here at 157.27, closing close to today's high of 157.31. We are about to once again get to another level that has been proven to be difficult for us to penetrate. That level, 160, let's call that resistance. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times in which we've tried to penetrate, sustain that move, unable to do that in 2 years. So if we can actually do it time number 7, that in my opinion would be huge for the market. Huge. We did it one time before around here. Let's see if we can do it again. Again, as I've stated before, for me, the big monies are made on the long side. So if this market can actually get out of this range and start trending up again, I'd personally be happy. So far so good with the IWM playing catch up to the SPY. For some time it was actually lagging the other indexes. Right now it seems as though it's gearing up to more than likely retest 160. Let's hope it actually breaks through. That's what I'm paying attention to. Not necessarily that 144 level, but 160, because if we can penetrate that and hold, I think it's game on. Things should be fun from there. What else? All right, and I'm going to speed things up because I have about 4 or 5 other tickers that I want to analyze. I'm very surprised that I managed to talk about the SPY and the IWM in 8 minutes. Now, if you're new to the channel, okay, that perhaps is not surprising to you, but if you're dialed in and tuned in almost every day, you'll know that I've been talking about these 2 major indexes for the past really a year. I think I started covering the SPY and the IWM since October of last year when the market started to pull back, and I've covered it every single day that the market is open since then. So I'm very surprised that after talking about the same thing day in and day out, I can talk for 8 minutes. But the markets are very dynamic, so new information perhaps can produce new findings or new observations. Anyway, let's get into FRAN, FARN. It's up about, again, north of 60% on the day. We were up huge yesterday. I did an analysis as well. So if you want a little bit more color on what I said, definitely you can go and listen to that video I did yesterday. So yesterday we closed at $10.40. I said 2 things for you to pay attention to see whether or not this momentum will continue. You want to pay attention to what was going on in after hours. After hours, it definitely was trending up, and pre-market. I didn't get a chance to check pre-market, which is crazy because this is actually a stock I wanted to trade today, but whatever. These type of stock come a dime a dozen, and if the small cap starts to go, you'll see a lot of flyers like ticker FARN. Anyway, I said to pay attention to pre-market and how the stock actually opens up today. So we opened up at $11.19, which is some above where we closed at. So that in itself should have told you, well, stock looked like it actually wants to run today, and that's exactly what it did, going as high as $18.37 to pull back to close at $16.58. Still up again north of 60% on the day. Now, same thing. You're gonna check tomorrow after hours today, pre-market tomorrow, how it opens up to see if this momentum will continue. Obviously, you want it to open up above $16.58 and actually hold that mark. If we can do that, I wouldn't be surprised to see this stock trading at 20 and perhaps even more if the bulls obviously comes in and drives the price of this security up. So looking pretty okay for ticker FARN, and considering it's a low float, I mean, this can actually run. So I'm definitely going to put this on my watch list tomorrow for a potential trade. The key is you want it to open up above 1658 and to sustain that open. What else? All right, and then we have to go TTOO, another huge flyer on the day, up about 82% to close at 261. It's off about 6% in after hours. I see a quote of $2.45. When I actually plugged this ticker in, this line was already there. So I'm assuming that I reviewed this at some point in the past. And, you know, for me, the line looks, it's an accurate line, and you know, if it wasn't there, this is exactly where I would draw it. Anyway, so you can see the stock ran into resistance today when its high is at $2.69. Let's say resistance clocks it around 250. So we closed above that resistant level of 250, sitting here at 261. 250 will now act as support. I know that's a little confusing, so let me say it again. 250 once a resistance level over here now is acting as support. Right now it's acting as support, 250. So heading into tomorrow, if we can remain and trade above 250, another stock that I can see hitting around $3 to $3.15. So potentially more upside with ticker TTOO. What else? And what do you know? Another flyer on the day. Again, congrats to the bulls. Ticker Yuma, up 64% on the day. This is a daily chart dating back to around December of 2018. Another stock that I may have analyzed at some point in the past, because when I plugged that ticker in, this line was already there. So we're going to call that line support, and that clocks in at around, let's say, $1.60. I was about to say $1.60 to around $1.70. So you can see, dating back to December of 2018, so for about a year, about 10 months or so, 160 to 170 has served as support. Today, again, up about 65% on the day, closed at $2.99, going as high as $5.10 to pull back. Now, the low of the day is $2.32. The fact that it's closed at $2.99, closer to support or closer to the low of the day versus the high of the day, says to me that potentially there might be selling heading into tomorrow. But you want to be careful. Take note, if we open up below $2.99, chances are we're going to drift towards support of $2.32. So as with the others, the key is how we open up and what we do within the first 30 minutes, I want to say hour of trading. What else? And then we have ticker TOPS, tops off about north of 50% on the day. So like the other, this one actually had a huge sell-off. We closed at $4.33. The low clocked in at $4.25. You can see selling ensued. You can see again, volume above average volume. So a lot of folks unloading this stock. So as I've stated before, any stock that is off about 50% in one day is not a stock I like to go long. However, usually when this happens, you're going to get that quote unquote dead cat bounce, essentially where for some reason buyers stepped in or shorts start to cover, and it drives the price of the security up about anywhere from 5 to 15%. I've seen instances in where a dead cat bounce, you get about 20% in terms of movement. But again, for me, a stock that's off 50% is very dangerous to go long. So I wouldn't be looking to go long here. But if you must, then obviously you want to pay attention to today's low of 425. If we can stay above that level tomorrow, the remainder of the week, the remaining of the third quarter, that could perhaps act as your floor, and you might get that move to the upside. Maybe you can get a quote of around $5. But again, key is you want it to trade above that 425 mark. That should serve as the floor, and it would be nice, for example, if we actually opened up above 433 tomorrow. All right, what else? All right, so let's wrap it up and round it out with ticker ZTS. Let me update folks on this this trade that we took in the premium member community. Again, as a refresher, we got into this trade somewhere in the low to mid, I want to say the low 90s. So in it for quite some time for those that held, hence why I always say it's best to hold on to your winners because you just don't know how far they're going to take you. And this one went as high as 130.08 before pulling back these last few trading days. I see a quote here of $120.70. We're off about north of 2% on the day. Am I still bullish on this? Absolutely. Perhaps in the shorter term it might sell off more, but longer term you can see the trend is clearly up, right? Trend is clearly up, and it's been up for the past year or so. You can see it here. And again, you might want to look at these types of charts because for me they're a thing of beauty. You can see the uptrend here, consolidation, breakout with volume, bit of an uptrend, consolidation, breakout with volume. So that's the sort of stuff you want to look for, right? Uptrend, consolidation, breakout, uptrend, consolidation, breakout, the best sort of trades to get into in my opinion. So sitting here at 120, am I still bullish? Absolutely. Clearly I can see the stock hitting 150, potentially 200 if this bull market comes charging back. So I'm not saying to jump in here. It looks like some people are profit taking, which is perfectly fine. I mean, again, less than a year ago, the stock was trading at around $78. So almost 100% gain in 10 months. You're going to have your profit takers. But this is a stock you might want to keep on your watch list because I'm pretty sure when the market comes roaring back, it always does, this is going to come along right with it, all right? So that's kind of it. Let's cap it there. Tina here once again from ShortMeTina.com. If you enjoyed any portion of this video, I'd like for you to do 3 things for me. 1, comment in the comment section. What did you think about my analysis? Are you in any of these trades? Are you looking to get in any of these trades? Do you disagree with my analysis? Again, I'm all for civil discourse. If you disagree, that is perfectly fine. Just let yourself be heard in the comment section. That's the first thing. Secondly, I do videos every single day. I find time. Sometimes it takes me 2 hours to record, edit, and upload. Sometimes 3 hours. It takes me a while to do this, but I'm committed. I do this every single day. So if you want to ensure that you do not miss any, make sure you are subscribed at our YouTube channel at ShortMeTina. And lastly, my friend, I've been trading for over 15 years, a long time, closer to 20. So if you think you can learn anything from me, then definitely head on over to our website, ShortMeTina.com. Sign up, become a member. Thank you for listening. And as always, thank you for the support. Happy Wednesday. Happy Monday.